Baguio prides itself as the summer capital of the Philippines. This is due to its much cooler temperature compared to the rest of the Philippines. However, despite being in a high and mountainous area, we also face challenges of flash floods and landslides during the monsoon season. And because Baguio is highly urbanized, the impact of these flooding and landslide events is being amplified not only by climate change but also by rapid urbanization. Extreme flooding events cause damage to government and private properties and also severely affects the lives and livelihoods of the communities around the city.
With the support of the Australian government and the Asian Development Bank, the ASEAN Australia Smart Cities Trust Fund is working closely with the City Government of Baguio in piloting a smart and inclusive flood early warning system, or FEWS, under the Baguio City Flood Early Warning Information and Mitigation System Project. The project focused on developing an operational smart flood early warning system, which uses real-time data and computer-based flood modeling and forecasting to provide timely and accurate flood warnings and facilitate early preparedness. A network of newly installed and upgraded water level stations in strategic locations along the Balili and Bued River basins provide the system with real-time water level and rainfall data, allowing for the prompt and precise monitoring of river and rainfall conditions. This data is then validated and analyzed using hydrological and hydraulic computer models, which were calibrated based on historical data, river cross-section and elevation measurements, and forecasted rainfall data to predict the likelihood of flooding. Once predefined rainfall, water level, and flow thresholds are exceeded, the system automatically sends out warning messages immediately to local authorities and other stakeholders through different channels. To help enhance the long-term sustainability of the system, a capacity-building component was also implemented to help key personnel from the local government and related institutions acquire the required knowledge and technical capacity to operate and maintain the system effectively. The project also prepared a flood mitigation action plan, which provided a toolbox of replicable and scalable nature-based flood mitigation approaches to help the city government manage and reduce the impacts of recurrent flooding while enhancing the city's natural ecosystem and creating more livable green spaces for people to enjoy. A key part of the project is ensuring that flood early warning reaches everyone, including the most vulnerable. To this end, the project conducted a gender and inclusion study, which provided a nuanced understanding of how different individuals and social groups within the city experience floods, which was critical to the design of the FEWS. The recommendations from this study, as well as the experiences and feedback from representatives from the city stakeholders, such as senior citizens, persons with disabilities, women, residents, and officials from flood-prone barangays, and agencies in charge of emergency response, also helped shape the design of the project's data dissemination and outreach component, contributing further to Baguio's community disaster preparedness and awareness. While additional testing and validation of the system is ongoing, the project is already helping to build Baguio's profile as a benchmark in addressing climate change and disaster resilience, with the Baguio City Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office receiving first place and a special citation from the 2022 Mga Kwentong Klimalikasan Climate and Disaster Resiliency Awards by the Philippine Department of Environment and Natural Resources for the city's efforts in addressing climate change impacts through the project.
Being resilient is no longer a choice for a city. It is a must to ensure sustainable and inclusive development, and this project will help the city become more resilient and be able to prepare for and respond more quickly and better to floods.
I am confident that this project will help us improve the disaster preparedness of the citizens of Baguio, and with improved disaster preparedness, we hope that there will be minimal casualty incidents as a result of flooding.